What is up, my friends? Chris back again, and today I'm talking about a movie from 2013 called Stoker, directed by Park Chan-wook. He is the guy who brought us the timeless classic Old Boy, which is also a messed up movie just like this one. It stars Mia Wasikowska as India Stoker, Nicole Kidman as Evie Stoker, Matthew Good as Charlie Stoker, and Dermot Mulroney as Richard Stoker. Okay, so our story here is a girl's father dies in a tragic accident. She's kind of disconnected, not out of touch with her mother. They don't really see eye to eye. Her uncle, after her father dies, her uncle shows up at their estate and, begins this really weird relationship with both of them. He dotes on the mother and loves on the mother, but you can tell he's really, really kind of obsessed with his niece. And that gives it that creepy incestual vibe, it makes you feel uncomfortable. But yeah, it's really well written and directed. There's no fluff or filler here. The writing is very concise. It's very specific. One scene leads into another perfectly. It's not just superfluous dialogue. It's everything. You really have to pay attention and listen and hear the dialogue for what it is, because sometimes there's subtext in it that you really have to, read between the lines to get. The acting and the score are phenomenal. The acting and the score lend themselves to driving the narrative and the story elements to deliver a pretty nuanced film, if I'm being honest. It's a very, it's unique, but what do you expect from Park Chan-wook, right? It's full of mystery and intrigue that keeps you engaged, right? You don't know what's happening. You see things and you're like, oh, that doesn't sit right. But then you see other things and you're like, oh, well, that makes sense now. But, yeah, so it keeps you engaged with the mystery of not knowing what is going on with this family and what could happen, what could happen with these people. And Park Chan-wook, he uses that to develop, interesting and complex characters that keep you engaged throughout the whole movie. Because the story is wild. It's uncomfortable. And that's why it's so good, is because you're watching it and you're like, what in the hell am I seeing? We have Mia Wasikowska. She's really good in this. She's, kind of standoffish and introvert, social outcast, that kind of thing. And then when her uncle comes around, she's still that way, but he kind of brings her out of her shell a little bit, as far as it goes, as far as the family secret goes, put it that way. I don't want to ruin anything by saying what happens, but there's kind of a family secret that runs through runs through her father's side of the family. And that is also another thing that keeps you really, really intrigued, because the way that Wook kind of crafts this film, and he reveals a little bit at a time, again, that keeps you engaged. That keeps you wanting to know what you're going to be seeing. And those little reveals pay off. The little things that he gives you kind of a hint of. He lets you peek behind the veil and see those things. They speak to you, It's those little things, like I said, those little peeks behind the veil that really reveal more of the Stoker family and the Stoker family mystery and their little secrets. Because it's like, the first act, we get our protagonist, we get India, and we meet Charlie. Second act, we're like, what is going on with these people? In the third act, when we get our big reveal, it all makes sense, and you're like, holy crap, I did not see that coming. I mean, it gets wild at the end, and especially once you get the reveal of kind of how India really is and how Charlie really is, the uncle. It's interesting, to say the least. But it's a very well-made movie, a very well-written movie, well-acted movie. I mean, I I don't know how this didn't get nominated for something. Well, I guess I do know, because it's not really the subject matter that you want to get. Well, I don't know. Forget I said anything about that. I'll just say this. It's a great movie. Definitely worth your time. Check it out if you can find it and see it. I rented it as a rental from Netflix on the mailing DVD queue, but I'm sure you guys could probably find it somewhere streaming. But it's definitely worth your time. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was intriguing, engaging, mystery, all that. Check it out. If you guys want to get connected to more Cinema Dolce 56 content, by all means, join the Facebook group, Cinema Dolce. And as always, I'll keep making them, my friends, as long as you keep watching them. God bless. I love you. Peace out.